Red light.
Is it on?
It's on.
Oh, welcome back
to another
episode
of
After Hours Wash and Talk
with Omni Garage.
It's literally like after hours, like literally Friday.
It is.
Was it like 5 o'clock?
5:04.
5:04, so literally after hours.
Yep.
Here we are.
So you'll have obviously seen this in the thumbnail and behind me right now, but this is the new car, but it's not the new car, if that makes sense. We'll talk about that a little bit more.
This is just a new car.
It is a new car.
But this isn't the car you guys think it is.
It's not. It's not. That one's coming Monday, so we'll have another video of that soon. But this is the new rig.
The new rig. Shall I just give it a rinse down?
Give it a rinse down.
Do you want to do the honours of the first product?
Let's do it,
on the new car.
First product on the new car.
Here you go, man. All you.
All right.
Brake buster straight up.
Can't hook it in.
Ooh.
It's like a gun. The back wheels.
How are you finding the seat?
No chair for you today.
No chair for me.
Yeah. This chair's been living in the garage here. This is my chair. It's been in his garage.
Yeah, I've got the prime real estate.
2 months now.
That's all right. I'm making heaps of money out of you having
There's a bit of wear and tear on here, eh? What have you been storing on there?
Having the storage facility here. What have I been doing? Stargazing.
Yeah.
So talk us through this car, man. This is no JDM here.
So this is the 2021 MG ZS, and this I think bears the title of New Zealand's cheapest brand new SUV.
Brilliant, I love it. I love your honesty too.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Absolutely. So basically, logic behind this car. So this is not a replacement for the WRX. This is a replacement for a 2018 Mazda CX-5 SUV that we've owned for.
Would you say this is a replacement of the wife's car?
Yeah, this is a replacement of the wife's car, yeah. But this is kind of the spare car, really.
Yeah.
That's why we've gone for New Zealand's cheapest SUV.
Well, I mean, you get new car warranty.
You do. So this thing,
it's pretty much hassle-free, right?
yeah. So this thing, 22,990, about $1,000 on road cost. So give or take, it's about 24,000.
Yeah.
Ish. Brand new.
Okay.
Compared to the CX-5, which I think we paid about 43,000 brand new for that. So, I mean, this is.
So you got some change out of your money.
You do. Obviously, we didn't sell the car for that, but I guess logic behind this vehicle purchase was the CX-5 had about 80,000 kilometres on it. Had owned it for just a shade on 3 years.
Yeah.
Wasn't necessarily time to get something new, but you know, warranty was up, the major mechanical warranty. There was an opportunity to flick it off, pocket a few dollars, walk away with a brand new car, and with the other car arriving on Monday, this car here is not going to see an awful lot of use, to be honest.
But it's nice to have basically a daily driver or a family car that's not going to cause you any issues, right?
Yeah, so essentially the way that this car will work is this will be the spare car. We'll use the other one the majority of the time, and that'll make sense when we uncover that vehicle. But essentially this will be the car that gets used if someone's got the other vehicle, needs to make a quick run to the supermarket or do a school pickup or something or other. So there was no need to go for anything but a pretty basic vehicle. You know, there's other models of this that you can buy if you want to spend another $5,000-6,000, but there was no need. This car will probably see, I'd say, definitely less than 10,000 kilometres a year.
So you picked this car up from Farm Auto Village, the MG dealership?
Yep, so this came from Farmer here in Tauranga, so probably one of the Bay's, or is the Bay's biggest dealership here. This car was actually dropped off to me at really weird times here in New Zealand at the moment with, I mean, COVID was pretty much, what were they calling it? Eliminated.
Yeah.
But COVID came back, the Delta variant, so bought this car under level 3 restrictions, got delivered to me. Pretty seamless process, delivery. And we've been driving this around for a couple of days now, so there's about 300 kilometres on it. And, you know, all good so far. So far, so good.
So what were the instructions of the dealership? What did you tell them?
The instructions at the dealership, this was the first time I bought a brand new vehicle knowing about detailing. So basically, What I did here was instructed them to deliver it as it came to them off the ship. So basically, don't remove any of the plastics, leave it untouched, do not wash it, hence why it's quite dirty the way that it's...
Well, you just see me clean
arrived.
tyres, look at all the dirt that's coming out of those.
So it was quite satisfying. I'll chuck up a few little clips on screen right now, but the vehicle came with all of the packaging on it. And it's kind of like that new iPhone feeling, right? That new tech feeling when you can peel the screen protector off.
Oh yeah, some of us don't do that though.
Yeah, no, some of us leave the film on, right? Your fridge has got film on it for the last.
So we've had a
years.
fridge. We've had a fridge in our house for like 5 years, and I've never taken the plastic covering off that fridge. I tell you what, man, if you want to buy it, it's pretty much brand new.
Yeah, the problem is if you go and take the film off that, it's probably going to peel the. I don't know what the state of the fridge underneath it's going to be. It's not made to. It's not made to live like that. But it was kind of that feeling, you know, getting to peel all the plastics off, even though it's not it's not a flash car by any means, but it was nice to be the first one to do that. Obviously they did take all the external, plastic wrapping from the shipment of this car off.
And they did the bare minimum on here, you know, obviously they wanted to check to make sure it was all right before you owned it.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, they wanted to make sure that there were no dings or no major issues with the paint, but no, the instruction was do not wash it. We want to do that first wash ourselves because we will be doing a paint correction on this vehicle, and we don't want dealer swirls. Right, so plans with this car, basically, as I said, this is just going to be the secondary car. Dirty diesels.
Dirty diesels.
Dirty diesels, so noisy, eh?
Dirty diesels.
What's up with that?
Dirty diesels, done dirt cheap. Dirty diesels, done dirt cheap. What are you laughing at?
Funny, eh? Whoa! Spray, kickback.
Dirty diesels, dun dirt cheap. Dun 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 dun. Hey, I'm tough, man.
Yeah.
No cheer for
you.
no cheer for Mr. Fatty. I got to get the one with the weight restriction, with the weight increased, you know, the 300 kilo chair for Mr. Big.
Yeah, you gonna keep your bag of chips under it? Or a Patrick's pie?
Ooh, little Patrick's pie, little drink cooler.
That'd be nice. Nice little Patrick's pie. So what I didn't do with the last car, that Mazda CX-5, is the family daily driver, is there was no ceramic coating or anything on that car. It was an absolute nightmare to maintain, especially a car like that had so many Ks on it, that was getting used so regularly, getting thrown out. And
we did test a few products on that car.
Yeah, we did. It was a test pilot for a lot of products, but nothing that obviously made that paint, and it was a kind of like a dark brown titanium-y colour. It was really tough to keep in good shape. Showed water spots really badly, and obviously with an SUV, what was a real pain on that, and something that I missed, is with your ceramic coating, it just makes drying a vehicle so easy.
Yeah.
Drying an SUV without ceramic coating is an absolute nightmare. So
the other thing is, if you're using a daily driver and it's usually a car that sort of gets a bit beaten up a little bit, you want that car to be ceramic coated, right?
Well, that's the car you want ceramic coated.
Yeah.
Your garage queen, right? Your weekend car, that's the one that you may be looking at wax on rather than doing ceramic coating. I mean, I think we're all in ceramic coating now, but yeah, I mean, your daily driver, the one that's getting used and abused, that's the one that you want your coating on. So plans with this car is, I'm really excited. We're going to try out CarPro's line of ceramic coating. So we've got C-Quartz,
yep.
UK 3.0.
Yep.
We've got Gliss, and to use as the topper. What's the other one for the wheels? Deluxe.
Deluxe.
Deluxe. So we're going to try that combo. We're going to go all in CarPro. Actually, we've got Fly-by-30 as well for the windows.
For the glass, yeah.
Yeah, so basically plans are, we need to do a detail on this. Hopefully it's going to be a one-step process for the paint correction.
I haven't had a good look at this paint, but you're probably right.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time you do a decon and get rid of all this sticky plastic and stuff that came on here with the new car delivery, I suppose you'll probably find that this paint's going to be pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I'd hope so. And the fact that it's white as well makes this a whole lot easier.
Well, it tends to hide a lot more scratches, so you could probably, it's a bit more forgiving, right?
It is. If this was a black car, yeah, you'd probably be looking at a two-step no matter what. But that's the plan. So we need to kind of set aside, I'd say probably 3 days for this car. 2 if we're absolutely lucky, but no, it's probably more like 3 days.
You probably want to get your decon and taping done maybe like a Friday night or a Thursday night.
Yeah.
Park it in the garage, polish 1 day,
yep.
Polish maybe 1.5 days, coat it.
I mean, you're doing 3 coats of coating, aren't you? You're doing your ceramic coat and then I don't actually know with CarPro. We've got experience with G-Technic where you're meant to do 2 coats of XO as a topper. So I'd say Gliss would probably work similar.
I think it's going to be much the same.
I'd say so.
And then we're not going to do wheels, correct? Do those at a later stage?
We'll do those at a later stage,
yeah.
Don't need to stress ourselves out too much and try
and maybe
rush
interior again later.
Yeah, so basically that's the plan with this, is that we need to set aside a few days, do our paint detail, and then we need to do the wheels at a later stage. But it's just trying to find time to do that, right? Because we've got the other vehicle arriving on Monday.
But you're in a really lucky position here. You've got 2 cars, so you can store 1 car. You can just do bits and get it set up, and then when we've got the time of the week and we're not at work and whatnot, then just correct it.
Yeah, I have a feeling that this may be the first car that we do. Oh, now I'm thinking maybe it's not. I don't know. Stay tuned. You'll see 2 detail series coming out very shortly.
Well, that's the idea, right? But I think maybe the other car, if that comes next week.
It's coming on Monday.
Yeah, you're probably going to want to go. You're probably going to want to go, oh no, this is not too important, so you know, we'll just go back to that.
I think that'll be the plan actually. I think this will be detailed second. There's a brush here.
We need to do this side?
Yeah. This will be detailed second, but you know, there's a lot of exciting content to look out for. We've got 2 full detail series, one using full CarPro and the other one using a combination of the tried and tested G-Technic with a couple of CarPro products as well.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a really nice combo, and you know, you don't know how good these products are going to work until you try them, and the best way to get good experience is by just buying them and trying your luck. And maybe if you're not sure about a certain product, like we're not sure how well the CarPro stuff's going to work, then you put it on a car that you're not too hung up about.
No, I'm really excited about Flyby30 though. We've actually got 3 bottles of that sitting in the garage at the moment, ready for 3 cars. This one, the new one, and your car. So we'll have a lot of experience with Flyby at some point very soon.
And I think that's something that we really need to work on. We've got quite a lot of experience with different windshield protectants, and so I like to hope that CarPro's the answer, because at the moment none of them that we've tried is actually any good. I hope
CarPro's the one. I think the G-Technic one you've got on is pretty good. Once it wears in.
Once it wears in, it gets better, yep, for sure. But your first, you know, your first couple of months with that product is not very good. I don't know where the adapter is. Oh, here we go. All right, those are the wheels done. These wheels are really easy to clean compared to those Subaru wheels, you know, with all the little spokes and whatnot. This is a nice...
And what are these, 17s? I think they're 17s.
They look pretty sunken to me.
Yeah, they do. Let's have a look. Yeah. 215/50/17. Way easier than the 19s on the
yeah,
on
well,
the
these are just a nice, probably an 8-spoke or 7-spoke design.
Oh, I'm not counting spokes.
You can't count spokes, but let's just say these are 7-spoke.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10 spoke.
10 spoker?
That's 10 spoker.
That's better than like 50 spoke on the Subaru wheels.
Yeah, that's pretty simple. Nice and easy wheel to clean. Made a whole lot easier once we get them ceramic coated as well.
Yep.
What we'll do, we'll rinse these down and then we'll come back to you when we're foaming it up.
Far out, man. We're just coming out of the end of winter, and here you are, fully dressed on the top and in jandals.
You mean?
Real Kiwi, eh?
Kiwi is.
But I mean, I'm in shorts and t-shirt.
You must be freezing. This clip's about 20 minutes later because
what happened?
You.
What happened, man?
Where you went.
Hey, I just went to do the detailing dishes.
The detailing dishes?
Yeah, you know when like you...
I've never heard the terminology detailing dishes before.
So you know when like you finish cleaning the wheels?
Yep.
You got all your wheels, all your
the cleanup.
The cleanup, yeah.
Yep.
So I go partway through, clean all my wheel stuff. And I call it the sort of like detailing dishes. Detailing dishes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when do you do the cleanup?
At the end.
No!
Yeah, because the sunlight starts to disappear, gets colder.
Well, it starts to disappear because you were late to turn up this afternoon.
Oh, sorry about it. I arrived after 5 o'clock. It's called Omni After Hours.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's after 5 o'clock.
Oh, true.
Office hours.
Okay. But anyway, so, no, I hate it, because if you do the cleanup partway through, like, we're already halfway, and then all you got a couple of sponges to clean off. No one wants to clean up the detailing stuff at the end.
Fair enough.
And it's like a nice reset. It's like, okay, perfect. Car's nice and wet now. Done the pre-rinse, ready to foam it.
Yeah.
So while I was in there,
yeah,
cleaning up, I chose a random soap for you.
Okay, I thought you were going to ask me what I was doing. I wasn't eating chips.
Oh, you love a good after-hour chip. So I chose a random soap. You're going to know by the smell.
Yeah.
It's a soap we've used before.
Okay.
So foam away. Foam away.
You've got a collection of what, 10 soaps in there?
Oh, I got
A lot.
about 5 G's worth of soaps.
It's G-Technic. Citrus foam. No,
Yeah.
citrus wash. Citrus foam. It smells like lemonade.
Yeah.
What's it called? What's the name?
That's
Citrus
what-
foam.
I'm pretty cool. Oh, go get the bottle.
Citrus
I
wash.
can't remember. Yeah, it's called, yeah, you're right. It's called G-Technic W4 Citrus Foam. So
Yeah.
this soap's been on the channel before.
Gee, we haven't tried that soap for a solid year and a
I
half.
bought another bottle of this, try it out.
Yeah.
And I suppose the whole reason for trying this out is we used this a long time ago. We
Yep.
thought it might have been good, so we're trying it again. And basically, after we've used this on the car, we've decided what soap we're going to use.
Pretty much, yeah. Gone
So-
through a rigorous testing process.
Vigorous testing.
We'll finish
and
foaming this down, and
that's really exciting to have like ticked off one product that we're both on the same page about.
it's a big investment.
Yeah, big investment. We're on the same page, you know. So I'm excited, man. Just have a quick feel of the slickness. It's going to be hard to gauge because this paint is not coated.
I mean, this is untouched, right? There's
This is untouched.
no waxing, no sealant, no coating. There's nothing on it.
So it's got a really nice lemonade scent to it.
It does.
Which I enjoy, and I think
That's what I enjoyed from the first time that we tried this product.
although soaps shouldn't be, or although detailing products really shouldn't have scents because it might affect how they work, I do think scents in products is quite important because it sort of gives you that reminder of, okay, this is the wash process because we get that smell, you know?
What's that enjoyment, right?
It's
I think,
enjoyment, yeah.
I think the smells are
Yeah.
a part of the car washing experience.
And this is
in
something you
different
can't really
detailing
describe.
products.
This is something that you have to try yourself, but this definitely smells like lemonade. It's a really thick soap, although I have sort of changed the dilution a little bit on here with that foam cannon.
What was that dilution? Was that 150 and 600? 750 total?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is quite good because that's the only real big number on that foam cannon there. Otherwise it's just little lines on the thing, so that's a nice
Yeah.
healthy number to have. But this is more of a pre-wash type of soap.
It is. We discovered that after our video.
Yeah. So it's pH neutral.
It is.
It's a biodegradable soap, so it's all right to go on the lawn and whatnot. But
It's really tough to gauge a soap right now.
so
with
maybe we
nothing
need
on
to
the paint.
we need to use the soap again on the other car.
Once it's or your car is
Yeah.
coated.
Yeah. And just one thing I noticed, this car's so tall,
It is.
can't reach the middle of the roof.
It's tough to reach the roof there, eh? Hey, check out this cool feature. Lift up the window wiper.
Can't.
Great feature there, eh? Secure.
Secure.
Nice and secure on the body.
Oh, that's going to be annoying, isn't it?
That is a pain.
That's going to be
I was just
real.
looking at that while I was foaming.
gonna be a
was
real pain to
putting
try and
up-
coat.
Basically, this here, I think the only way you can put that up is by lifting the hood. No, you can't. How do you get them up?
Oh no.
Get in the car, turn them on, quickly catch them in motion.
Oh no.
It's a bit different.
It's going to be super annoying because when you're going to come and coat the glass and stuff.
Oh, no.
Oh well.
That's all right. This car's getting coated second.
Yeah, you've made that up in your mind.
Yeah.
So just going to put a topping of Bee Maker on it. That'll be enough protection for.
Yeah, I
A wee
almost
while.
wasn't. I was going to say let's not put any protection on this today. Let's just dry it off. But I think that given that this will probably end up sitting now for what, maybe a couple of months potentially.
But if you keep this regularly washed with a good wash process and top it with Bee Maker, that will tie you over, I think.
I think so. So I mean, Bee Maker, we can get a solid couple of weeks of
Yeah.
solid weeks out of it. So I think if we put some Bee Maker on it, that should hold things across until we get a chance to get some coating on this.
And I think that's your best option. I think that's, you know.
So talk me through this soap process.
Talk you through the soap process.
Yeah. What's the verdict?
So I don't think this is as slick as the PNS Pearl,
Yep.
and probably not as slick as the G-Technic G-Wash. Bearing in mind this is an uncoated car, but you kind of get a bit of a feel that it's not that slick.
No, it's not. I think what this soap has going for it is the smell. Every soap that we've tried, and I mean, you are a dozen in at least, everything foams really well. So you can't say this soap foams
if
well
you get the
and
dilution
use that as
right,
a pro.
I think you're correct. Everything does foam. With a good foam cannon, you can get most soaps to foam reasonably well.
Yep.
This does come in a 5 litre, which is really handy. It does come in a smaller bottle, which is also good if you want to try it out for the first time. The downside to the soap is that we have to buy it in Australia. So shipping is a real pain. Shipping cost is a bit of a pain, but it does get you there if this is the soap that we wanted, right?
It is. This is not the soap that we want.
I don't think so.
No.
So I think based on that, I think we've chosen Peony's Pearl. I do think that the Koch Chemie is probably the best soap.
Oh yeah, GSF is a good soap. Keep in mind, we've only tried one bottle of that, so we're only a litre in.
I think it's the most slickness. I think it's a really good soap. Not so much reactivation. It's nice and thick in the foam cannon. But we had a few credentials that we needed to meet with the soap, right? So we needed it to foam well. We needed it to have a reasonable scent.
Yep.
We needed it to be pretty slick. We also wanted to make sure that we could get it in a gallon.
Yeah, that's the tough one, right? Being in New Zealand, availability of products.
Yeah.
It's pretty difficult. And I mean, we don't mind paying for shipping.
And we didn't really mind how much it was going to cost to buy it every time, but gallon and a smaller bottle is good. Availability in New Zealand does help. And so where I think Koch Chemie has sort of let them down a little bit is that their products don't often come in a gallon.
No, they don't. So if we want Koch Chemie GSF, we have to buy a 1 litre bottle at about 40 New Zealand dollars, which is the equivalent of about half a gallon of Peony's Pearl, which is probably going to be our go-to,
Peony's
right?
Pearl is $79. We can buy that in New Zealand.
Yep.
We can get it shipped pretty good as long as there's enough availability on that product. And it's also not a bad product. You know, it's up there with Koch Chemie, I think.
Oh, I think so. It's got a really nice scent. It foams really well, really slick on the paint.
And so that's a product that's ticked the boxes for us.
Well, it has, and it's economical as well. We can get the gallon of it.
Yep.
It's reasonably priced. It's accessible here in the country. You know, we're not having to wait weeks for a international shipment.
And so we will talk about that at more length. You know, we'll talk about each of the soaps and what we like, what we didn't like, and why we chose them. But for now, I think this is definitely confirmed for us that PNS is the soap we're after.
Yeah. So I think a gallon of that's probably to come pretty shortly because we're almost out of soap. I think we've got a little bit of hyperwash ready to finish up. Obviously, you've got a couple on the go right now, right? You've got some Pearl. You've got a couple of G-Technic products.
I've got a few little bits and pieces that I'll need to square away, so probably in the next month or so.
You free up a lot of room on that shelf.
Whew, yeah. I think the shelf's really good, you know, because you can see where you're at with your products. You can see what you don't have, what you'd like to try. It's good for a restock purpose. I'll tell you what, do you think we're done here?
I think we're done here. Right, let's rinse her off. Reactivation of product. That's one of the downfalls that I remember of this product.
Soap. Yeah, so when you're like cleaning out your grooves and stuff, your rails, the roof rails there, it reactivates. Yeah, and that's something you get a little bit of reactivation with PNS Pearl, but not to the extent that I've just watched you here with.
I think hyperwash is the worst, absolute worst. But this now I'm remembering.
And so is Adam's car soap. That's pretty reactive as well.
Pretty rampant for that. But no, so now I'm just thinking of another downside to this product, and probably one of the reasons why.
I'm really happy that we've managed to square that away. It's a nice little project that we've sort of ticked off, and now we can move on.
I'm looking forward to ordering some gallons.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a bit of a different experience. It's been a long time. Far out.
The new car.
The new car
with no coating.
Yeah, I tried to.
What did you do? You just pushed water around.
I don't even know what to say. Yeah, it is.
So basically,
I'm mixing my words here. You talk.
So basically, I think the key is you definitely want some sort of paint protection on your car because it makes drying so much easier.
It does.
We've got these small, tiny little drying aid towels that we use for coated cars. This is going to be a real nightmare. So
we're going to go through a lot of these towels.
And I think you're going to go through a lot of bee maker and you're going to use a lot of product. And actually this is going to take us longer to do this step than it did to wash the car, wash the wheels and pack up essentially.
It is, because we tried our normal processes, which is using the leaf blower, trying to get all the water off the car. We're just blowing it around. It's not moving. It's just making the big water drops smaller.
You can hear it.
Oh,
there's no slickness.
No, there's nothing at all. So, I mean, this is a completely bare bones. There's nothing on this, so it was going to be difficult.
So cheers for bringing this car around to ruin the afternoon.
No worries.
Spending 10 days drying this thing.
Anytime. Let's get to it, right?
I mean, there's so much water on here. We'll have icicles forming because it's just about to get dark outside. So yeah, it's going to be super freezing.
Let's get spraying. We're going to need heaps of bead maker. So I think that's the key as well. One of the upsides of ceramic coating is the fact that you are going to... Why am I starting there? Start on the roof.
No, you're starting here now. So.
You're going to use a lot more product of things like drying aids.
This is a disaster.
Yeah, that's why we've got to get it coated.
And this is the part where you're going to be adding the most scratches as well. So
it is.
Uncoated car, Drying is going to be hard, and so this is where we're going to be putting in a lot of scratches.
So for me, the #1 pro of a ceramic coating on a car is how it makes it so much easier to dry it.
Yeah.
Because does this bring back memories of washing in the old days?
Well, we didn't really care, so you'd have those huge towels, you know.
You'd have a huge drying towel,
Whole towel that you could cover the whole car with,
Yep.
and you'd just drag it along and dry it and just rub for days. Or you wouldn't even dry it, you'd leave it out in the sun and have water spots bake on it.
Yeah, well, what about go for a real fast drive?
Or yeah, real fast drive.
Go for a fast drive
Yep.
to not remove any water.
Yep.
But I think it's removing water. Oh my goodness, my towels are soaked. How are we going to do this?
This is terrible. This is not Omni Garage style, man. This is old school.
No, it's not. I don't know how to deal with this.
Because these are also old bee maker towels as well, so we're not actually helping ourselves much.
We're just going to have to use a few of them.
It is what it is, right?
It is.
Because you want to use this as a little bit of protection. This is not great protection, but
it's something. We may end up with some streakiness of bead maker, I think.
Yeah. I mean, that's not the worst.
Which is first and second wipe.
That's not the worst.
It's pretty difficult.
So anyway, although we've got this issue, we've got something real exciting to talk about.
We sure do. We've finally made an upgrade in the filming equipment, haven't we?
So although you're not probably going to notice too much different, we are finally filming on the Sony ZV E10, which is the new sort of YouTube vloggers camera produced by Sony.
Yeah, and don't judge us too much on the footage that you're seeing right now. This is our first time giving this camera a crack, especially in this light. It's 6:10 here. The light's fading. We've only got 2 downlights in this garage, so.
And we also don't know what kind of settings we're working with because, you know, this is the first attempt at having a hoon with this.
No, you're absolutely right, but I think what this does mean for the future of our videos is hopefully we can ramp up the quality even further. Obviously, first step for us was audio, so we got a really decent Rode mic setup, which improved things drastically and got some consistency.
Yeah, which means that we can both talk with really crisp audio, right?
Yeah, it does. So this is the next logical step for us, and a couple of things that it means is that we're not, I mean, we've been filming on iPhones up until now, so we're not going to have that worry about battery life, storage issues. Yeah, it's going to make things so much better.
And although the iPhone did get us, you know, a very long way and did help with our actually getting our channel off the ground, this definitely makes sense for us to keep improving.
Yeah, I can't fault the iPhone in any way. That's helped us grow the channel to the point where we are right now, where we can afford to spend some of the YouTube earnings on a camera. So huge thanks to everyone watching the videos, because without you guys,
and we've just essentially reinvested the YouTube money back into the channel.
Every cent that we earn goes back into the channel. It's pretty much been equipment, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, and we don't make a lot of money from YouTube, so it's not lining our pockets and making us rich. It's just
it's fueling the passion.
It's fueling the passion. Yeah, exactly.
So I hope you guys are enjoying the video footage in this video, given that we haven't had a chance to really review it before we film. But hey, look, it can only improve from here.
And so some really nice things about this camera is that there's a little screen that pops out, so we can see what's in focus. You can see where we are without having to go around the back of the camera and checking to see what's in focus and what's not. So that's a really good, helpful thing that we sort of, is one of the reasons why we kind of chose this camera. We did have a bit of a practice with the DJI.
Yeah, what was that? The
camera that's on a little bit of a gimbal.
Yep, that just wasn't gonna cut it right. That's a good second camera, I think, to have if we're doing a lot of in-car footage or running around a lot. But for the type of filming we do, when generally it's pretty structured, we're in a garage, we can set up a tripod. I think we've probably got the right setup. And
we've bought a couple of things. So we bought an extra battery, which is quite good because we're getting close to now. We're at 35% battery, so that was a good buy for us.
A couple of big SD cards as well on the way. Can you believe I'm still drying the roof?
Well, because what happens is because the temperatures drop now, you kind of get this little dew. So that's really hard in the winter to get that squared away. I mean, I've dried half the side of this car here and it hasn't been too bad. I think the roof is the hardest thing to dry naturally, and plus it's a lot higher than the other cars, you know, so you're having to stretch a little bit.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of bead maker streakiness up here for sure. I can't wait to get a coating on here. But yeah, I mean, the next step for us, I guess, with the evolution of the camera setup on the channel is we need to play with this one, make sure that we really know how to use this really well,
Yep.
to enable us to do stuff like this later at night, where we can play around with the camera settings to, you know, film when we couldn't film in the past with the
and
iPhone.
by adding a little bit of ISO, I think will help us in those sort of lower light conditions.
Yeah.
So we did buy a tripod. We're on loan from old Jim Bob there. He's loaned us our Manfrotto tripod there, and just to get a feel with what type of tripod and setup we want. Do we want to go gimbal? Is the active stabilization enough in this camera, or do we have to go solid tripod? So
yeah, I think the answer for us right now is we're going to use a tripod a lot. So I think we've got to invest in a tripod. That'll probably be next month's purchase, I think. And I think the gimbal setup is probably something that it's been a staple of our videos up until now, right? So we've been filming iPhone, but everything's been on the DJI Osmo. That's why we've got the steady shots. We haven't had a lot of shakiness, hopefully, in most of the videos. So it's kind of become our signature look, right? A nice stable shot. But we'll just have to rely on a tripod a little bit more until we figure out that setup, because it's so much easier.
And so what kind of tripod, you know more about this than I do, what sort of tripod do you think?
I think we're looking at the Manfrotto Be Live with the, not sure, it's got a video head on it.
Video head.
It's got a video head, yeah.
And why do you think we need a video head? What's the point
Well,
of that?
the whole idea, right, with the video head is we get the big arm on it as well, so it just makes things a lot easier when we're trying to get panning shots, so they're not too...
Would you put the bottle of Bee Maker?
Stuttery, Bee Maker.
Right here. It's blending into all your stuff that you're having stored around in my place.
Yeah. I'm still drying this roof. I've just noticed a massive patch in the middle there. So tripod's definitely the Manfrotto Be Live. We'll pick that up. It's not a cheap tripod, but it, as far as the world of tripods go, it's
at that lower end.
It's the lower to mid end, yeah.
And that will get us through the point in which we can actually buy a proper DJI Ronin RS gimbal, right?
Gimbal, yeah, because I think that's the gimbal.
Because what happens with this active stabilization on here, the crop is too much. So we're at sort of we're at the maximum here, and we're kind of getting the car almost all in shot here. If we were to increase that active stabilization, you'd probably lose the back panel of the car, which is not great for us. So to get those steady shots, I think the whole point is to have that have those gimbals. Yeah, so we'll probably reintroduce a gimbal at some point, but we're going to go down the tripod route first. And then I think the other key thing for us to get is we've got these fantastic Rode mics. This is the, what are these called? The Rode mic. The new one that Rode brought out.
Yeah, they're...
What are the Wireless Go? No, not the Wireless Go.
Yeah, the Wireless Go.
Rode
Wireless Go 2 is the setup we're using right now, and it's absolutely fantastic being able to have the dual mic setup. So what we want to get though is the lavalier Go's, because these are quite bulky and
when you bend over, they bend forward or they rub on your neck, so it's not ideal. Again, it's got us a good part of the way, but always constantly improve. So I think those little lavs there will make the difference.
Definitely. So definitely the next two bits for us are some mics and the tripod.
So we're going to keep wrestling on with drying this car. We've got half to go, and we'll come back to when we're actually doing something enjoyable, like finishing up the car by putting a bit of favourite tire dressing on the on those big muddies.
Ooh, big 17s.
Big 17s.
So we managed to get the car dry. That took probably 3 times as long as it normally would, but we finally got it done, and hopefully that should make things a bit easier the next time around, given we've got some protection on there now. So that's normally one of the most enjoyable parts of the process. It was definitely
usually putting Bee Maker on, nice smell,
yep.
Super slick on the paint, and it's kind of like, yeah, nearly done, you're inside, you're out of the elements,
yep.
And then time for a beer afterwards. But
yeah, well, we managed to crack the beer midway through because we needed it.
We needed a beer, absolutely.
This is probably the part of the process that I enjoy the most, dressing the tyres. Obviously now kind of coming to think about some of the things I said earlier in the video about this car being low priority to get that coating on there. Our views completely changed after that drying process. We've got to schedule in some time sometime soon to get this car coated. So there's a lot of detailing content coming up on the channel, especially with the new vehicle arriving on Monday. So we're going to get to...
So does that mean you're going to take my weekend off me in the next wee while?
Yeah, probably more than one. Ooh. Probably taking a couple of weekends. But yeah, that's pretty much a wee update as to where things are at right now. So obviously we've got that new vehicle arriving Monday, which I'm really excited about. We've also got the soap all locked down pretty much. So
yep, I'm happy with that. And then we can sort of move on to a couple of other products. I'm just looking at the shelf here. We've got glass cleaner. I think we're pretty much sorted with that. And interior cleaner is something that we both need to hone in on, eh?
Yeah, we're going to try to get our hands on, I think, Geon's new interior cleaner. It's not
That's going to be an expensive buy because we have to buy it from Australia.
Yeah.
It's going to cost us the same amount to ship it as it does just to buy the product.
Yeah.
And you're getting a small 500ml bottle, but I think I'm feeling positive about that product. I think that could be the one.
I think from what I've seen so far, it looks pretty good. I mean, we're going based off other people's videos and you know, no personal experience, but I'm holding high hopes for it, given it's going to be quite a mission to get it here in New Zealand. And I'm almost hoping it's not the one because of how difficult it is to get. But
what else do we use? I mean, we've tried probably 4 different interior cleaners and none of them are very good.
No, so that's definitely something that we're going to chase here. We'll probably place an order for that in the next few days, get that on its way. And then obviously we've got some camera gear as well. So we've got the upgrade right now, and then we're going to try and chase down that tripod, get a couple more mics and get set up that way. But that's just about it for another Omni After Hours. We're almost 2 hours into the process, probably have another 10 minutes left finishing up these wheels, getting all, well, you've done the detail, the dishes.
I've already done the detailing dishes. Detailing dishes are all squared away.
Yeah.
Everything's nice and clean. A few things out there drying. So, yep, dress the tyres, we're all done.
Yeah, dinner time.
Dinner time.
To take a beer, and we'll see you guys in the next Wash and Talk.
Thanks for watching.